very tempting today when we're busy, have a lot to do, our lives don't intersect that closely with those we love on an ongoing basis, to be very quick to assume what a person will think, what they will feel, what they will say, what we can or cannot allow them to attempt or do. But the moment I assume what you can or can't do, what you will or won't feel, I'm saying the highest I'm willing to allow you to grow in this relationship is the cumulative weight of my past experience with you. Have no faith in your ability to become from day to day more and more of who you are. Okay, that's a very serious one, because how would you feel if I came to you and said, I didn't tell you about that because you always get upset? Then you'd get upset, wouldn't you, for not being allowed the dignity of deciding. But I'm saying since you messed up before, I won't even let you play the game, and that's disrespectful. I go home, my mom says, don't forget your coat. I forgot my coat when I was 8. She's convinced that nothing in the intervening 44 years has empowered me with any increased ownership for my property. Now you find that people regress toward more childlike states often when they're around their parents because of those assumptions that are there. I think very often, what would Helen Keller's life have been like if Anne Sullivan hadn't come along and stopped her parents from assuming what a blind, deaf child could or could not be challenged by? She would have finished her life an insignificant handicapped person rather than an inspiration to the world. Anne Sullivan came by and said, day by day, if she's growing, you need to make room for that. You need to check it out, because she couldn't do something totally that day. Give her a chance to go where she can go and then build on that, and that unlocked the mystery of her persona. And so what I try to do now is say each day, help me be aware of the assumptions I lay on other people that could discount or frustrate them. And when I'm aware I'm operating on one, help me find a creative way to challenge it and check it out. I could have come to you and said, I know this has upset you before, but I thought I'd better check out how you want to handle it this time. That would have said, I see in you the potential to go beyond that. My mom could see me walk toward the door one time and just stand there and do nothing. And knowing me, I would probably say, aren't you going to remind me about my coat? And then she could say, no, dear, I've decided if it's important to you, you'll deal with it. And I'd say, then I better take responsibility for it. And she'd say, far out, my baby may make it on his own. But she could have gone all the way and said, what things will you need to have ready for this trip? And then if she didn't see in my plan what she was looking for, she doesn't have to say, don't forget. She could say, what happens if the weather turns real bitter there in Antarctica? Oh, okay, I better get a coat and a sweater. And the very fact that she explored my plan, rather than assuming, checked out my plan, would have affirmed me. So every time we assume, we throw away a chance to check. And in the checking, we validate or promote growth.